What is up, my loves? Welcome back to the channel. I'm currently outside my house just to give you this quick message that was coming through. So I have been working with aspects of me, you know, that are resistant to my goals. And last night I had come to the conclusion or to the understanding that there is an aspect of me that is like, I don't want this. I am saying no to having your goals, right? I don't want you to receive this at all. I don't want you to receive the clients. I don't want you to receive the money. I don't want you to receive the apartment. I don't want you to have this. And I'm like, okay, honor and accept that we feel this way. Honor and accept that this is where we are. And so I'm asking myself, I'm like, okay, I need a little bit more intimacy. Why wouldn't I want myself to have what I want? Why wouldn't I want myself to have my goals? So we've been working through that, and I've been receiving, you know, messages about it and stuff. And one of the things that I recognized was that a part of me feels like there's something outside of me that's telling me, no, I just can't have what I want. And I'm not even going to take it all the way back to childhood, because the memories that is coming up, sorry, the dogs are inside, they're barking because they can hear me talking and they're like, where is she? Memory that came up was a couple of years ago. I want to say maybe about like a year ago. Yeah, it was about a year ago. I was really trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to move? And so I had this spiritual consultation with a very good friend of mine, who's also a psychic medium. And basically it was like a reading about New York. And she said that the guys told her New York is a great place to visit, not to live. And that message really stuck with me, because I felt like the universe was telling me, no, you're not going to move to New York. You can't move to this place. It's not going to happen for you, because the universe that is operating outside of me, acting upon me, is telling me, no, I can't have this thing, the authority outside of me, right? And so then I started looking at, okay, maybe I want to move to Tennessee. Maybe I want to do all of these other different things. And so over this past year, as I have continued to heal and I've, you know, done all of this stuff, I have really just kind of ended up in the same spot, ended up in the same position. I want to be living in New York, maybe not for the rest of my life. My next chapter, my next segment of my life will take place. Well, no, this is a new segment of life that I'm in right now, but the one after this period of transition, it will happen in New York City. And the reason why it will happen in New York City is because I want it to. And this is the message, and this is the download that I received. I felt like every single time I was asking for something, there was this aspect of me who is trying to step in and is trying to regulate me, my mind, my wants, my thoughts, and my desires, so that I don't have to experience that rejection from something outside of me, aka the universe, my inner being, somebody telling me that I can't rent their apartment, whatever, right? So this aspect of me is telling me no, and it's telling me no because I am afraid to trust myself and do what I want to do. I am afraid to trust my own wants and thoughts and desires, and I kind of feel like wanting it just isn't enough. And so basically what we've been realizing just now is that that's kind of fundamentally untrue, not possible. Because as I've been really thinking about my desires and admitting what I want to the universe, and just like powerfully tapping in and just having the realization and developing that relationship of trust with myself, one of the things that I've been doing is asking myself the questions like, is wanting it enough? And I have been afraid to show up and be like, okay, universe, I want the apartment in New York, and I'm allowing myself to align with this, and I'm allowing myself to align with the clients that I want. And I'm afraid to really tap in to my inner being, to my feelings, my emotional guidance system, because I'm afraid that my inner being is going to tell me no. I'm afraid that my inner being, who is in charge of getting me to where I want to go, my soul, the part of me eternally connected to source energy, right? I'm afraid that my inner being is going to tell me no. I'm afraid that I'm going to ask about New York, and my inner being is going to say, nope, this isn't an opportunity for you. You want it, but you can't have it. And so one of the things that we're just realizing is that this idea and concept is, I want to say, a fallacy. Because your inner being is you. There's nothing that you want that your inner being is going, oh, I don't really want that for you. When we get into specifics, you might be thinking, okay, I want this specific person. But if that specific person and a relationship with that person is not going to give you the experience that you're asking for, your inner being might not be aligning you to be in a relationship with that person specifically. But you're never going to ask for a relationship dynamic experience and not be able to receive that. Because the second that you're asking for something, the second that you want something, your inner being becomes a vibrational match to you. Your inner being is always telling you yes. Your inner being is never telling you no. Your inner being is never telling you this isn't a good opportunity. Your inner being is never telling you, no, you shouldn't quit your job. Your inner being is never telling you, no, you shouldn't make this choice or you shouldn't make this move, because that's not the purpose of your inner being. If the universe didn't want you to have a specific desire, the universe wouldn't have even made it possible for you to have a specific desire. If I wasn't supposed to move to New York City, then I would have never figured out that New York City existed, and I never would have lived there, and I never would have had the experience that I had when I lived there that would inspire me to continue to work tirelessly for 2 years on healing and aligning so that I could get my ass back there. The universe just wouldn't do that. Why? Because the universe is not torturing me. And the universe is not torturing you. And the universe is never telling you, no, you can't have what you want. And when you're consulting psychics, you have to keep in mind that everybody has their own upper limits. Everybody has their own belief systems. Everybody has their own subconscious. Everybody has their own motives and different things that go into why they give the messages that they give. And it's not about being evil. It's not about being bad. At the end of the day, a lot of the times, 10 out of 10 times, it's going to be a subconscious thing. And that really has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. Just let it rock. So my point is that your relationship with your inner being, your relationship with your soul, is one where you communicate to the universe, okay, I'm wanting to have an apartment in New York City. The second that you say that, your inner being becomes a vibrational match to that. Your inner being knows where you are in relation to that apartment, and you are on the journey there. And honestly, you're on the journey there before you even consciously ask, I want the apartment, da-da-da-da-da, because your inner being knows you. Because the universe knows you. So, I was afraid of asking my inner being. I was afraid of genuinely sitting with myself and my own feelings and going, this is what I want. I want this apartment. I want this lifestyle. I want this experience, because I was so afraid that my inner being was going to tell me no. But because I took that time, because I had that resistance, because I didn't, it's almost like being afraid to look in the mirror because you're afraid that you're going to be ugly. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I was beautiful this whole time. Oh my God, my inner being was on my side the whole time. Oh my God, I was being aligned with the apartment the entire time. It's that realization. The overall message today is that your inner being is always telling you yes. Is that your inner being, the universe, your spirit guides are not authority figures outside of you that are determining your fate, that are determining whether or not what you want happens for you. Your inner being, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors are looking at you. The universe is responding to you and the desires that you have. If you have come here to have this full-on life experience wherein you are inspired to desire things and to want things, and then to experience the fun and the exhilaration and the adventure of going on the journey to allowing yourself to receive those things, nowhere within that definition of your life's purpose or plan do we have any mention of, and if the universe doesn't like where you think that you want to live, they're going to go ahead and tell you no, and they're going to redirect you to somewhere else where you're going to be unhappy, and that's just going to have to be how it is. And the universe doesn't really care that you had a good time when you lived there for that moment in time, because it's in alignment with your highest good for you to be miserable and not to have what you desire. Nobody is saying that. Your spirit guides aren't saying that. Your inner being isn't saying that. So if you can allow yourself to actually sit and honor and accept that I'm afraid to ask for what I want because I'm afraid that someone's going to tell me no, And then if you can allow your inner being to show you, inner being, I want you to show me everything is always working out for me. I want you to show me that you want me to have everything that I want. And you allow your inner being to show up for you in that way. For me, it looks like this transition period that I'm in right now. I'm living with my cousin, or I'm living in my cousin's home. And her home literally has every single thing that I asked for. Y'all know, if you've been watching me for the past couple of months, I've been talking about a sewing machine. I want a sewing machine so damn bad. We're talking in her kitchen. She's like, oh, I have a sewing machine. Oh my God. I love mugs. She has so many mugs that the mugs are overflowing in the cabinets. She's coming home today from Cancun and she's bringing me a mug. I love mugs. I love coffee. I have coffee every single morning. I have the most delicious coffee every single morning. She has 2 adorable, snuggly, loving dogs. Amazing. I'm having every single experience that I wanted. She has perfumes, which I am living vicariously through her and soaking up the energy of all of the things she has allowed herself to receive. She literally has perfumes that I have thought about wanting one day somehow. I'm like, oh my God. And then for me to have been invited here, none of this was premeditated on my conscious end. For me to just have been invited here, all of this transition has happened so synchronistically. For me to be a vibrational match to this home, to this area that she lives in, which we will get into in another time. This entire situation is the universe going, we're listening to you. We're listening to you. Every single thing that you are putting in your vortex, every single thing that you are saying you want to experience in your life, we are listening, we are responding, we are orchestrating it in your favor to get you your desire in the way that feels as best as possible. And so because of this experience, because of this past month, because of all of the shifts and the changes and the realizations and the 24-hour fucking manifestations, now I can show up and go, okay, I know for a fact that the apartment that I want is out there and that I'm being guided to it because my inner being responds every single time I ask for something. My inner being is me. There is no difference between my inner being and me. There is no difference. Me and my inner being are never going to be disagreeing. When me and my inner being aren't on the same page, it's because I am showing up with resistance to the direction of my own stream of consciousness that I am controlling. That's the only time me and my inner being aren't on the same page. My inner being is never telling me no. There's an aspect of me that feels like, oh my God, my inner being might be telling me no, and that feels bad. Why? Because that's resistance. My inner being is saying yes. Your inner being is in your dream home, in your dream car, in your dream relationship, going, yes, come this way. Yes, it's all unfolding for you. Yes, it's on the way. Yes, we're going to take it day by day. Yes, I'm aligning it for you perfectly. Yes, it's impossible for you to make a mistake. I was watching an Abraham Hicks video today, and it was like, you can never get so out of alignment that you can't get back into alignment. And she basically was just talking about the fact that there's no way to mess this up. You can't mess this shit up. You can't make a mistake. You can't do something wrong. And I think that we spend so much time afraid to make a mistake, afraid to take the wrong step, afraid to do the wrong thing, that we spend our days worrying about, is my desire going to come? Worrying about, is it going to work out for me? Worrying about, did I make the right choice and decision? But in reality, if you just make a choice, if you just make a decision, your inner being's going to know you, and the universe is always moving in alignment with you to get you to where you want to be. So, wrapping this up, your inner being is saying yes to whatever the fuck it is that you asked for, the feeling that you're asking for, the life experience that you're wanting to have. anything else that's telling you no, that's showing up as resistance. The universe is never telling you no. The universe is never telling you no. Okay? I have some more inner child work to do on this when I get inside, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing week when you see this. Don't I just look so gorgeous right now? I think so. Okay, I'm sweating. Bye. Oh, wait, just kidding. If you check the links in my bio, I have a free gift and you should get it because it's really good and it's going to help you get clarity on everything that you are communicating to the universe that you are ready to experience. You're going to get a better idea of where you are in relation to where you're wanting to go. And you're more likely to get the exact experience that you're asking for when you can specify what you want, and there is instructions and all of that. So get the free gift using the link in the description box. You can also get different things using the links in the description box. You can get an affirmation deck that will change your life. I have a couple workbooks. I have a workbook and a workshop. And if you want to come work with me one-on-one and you want to get to the point in your life where you have that connection with your inner being, if you want a coach that's going to refer you back to your inner being, your inner knowing, you, who you truly are, you can come work with me one-on-one or in my mastermind using the links in the description box below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.